Vlog day 17.
Come here, Artie. Wow. There you go, honey.
Hey guys. How you doing? Guess I could have turned on that other light over there, but I'm not going to. The fire's really roaring back there. I hope it doesn't get too smoky in here. That was very underwhelming. It's just my fog machine. I used it for the sketch video that we shot the other day. Last night I went to go see Olin Rogers. It was hilarious. For those of you who don't know who Olin Rogers is, he is a hilarious guy. This goon right here, he started off on YouTube doing Balloon Shop, and I have followed him since the beginning, since the Balloon Shop days, and I've loved everything that he's made. He's been one of the biggest inspirations for me, and so I wanted to talk about my two big inspirations. One of them being Olin Rogers. I feel like the comedy in the Balloon Shop videos, which is very early 2010s, it was around the 2010s, YouTube, internet, that kind of weird, random YouTube sketch comedy stuff has really molded a lot of how, what I think is funny these days. So he went on to do YouTube for a little while, and this is when a lot of people were coming up in the YouTube space. This was like Jack Vale era, Equals 3, iJustine. This was like when Rhett and Link were starting out too, all those people. And there was a big opportunity for Balloon Shop and Olin and Thomas Gore and Josh Persley to really kind of stake their claim in the YouTube comedy space. And they were killing it. They had sponsorships. They made a video for a brand, and the video was called Sound Diamond. But I feel like just from watching throughout their history, they didn't really like doing brand content videos. They liked doing the weird sketch videos that they were just a part of. And one day it stopped. Balloon Shop was no more. And it was a long time before we heard anything from the Balloon Shop group. It wasn't until Olin started up his second YouTube page, which was just called Olin, and he started doing these storytime videos. And he would tell stories about his life, and they were very funny, and he would also do some sketch video stuff, and it was hilarious. It was the same type of comedy, and it was awesome to see. And then it was sometime around 2017 that I remember I was on my way to work, and I saw a article that said that Olin was going to be producing a show on TBS with the Conan production team called Final Space. And it was hilarious. It got 3 seasons. And unfortunately, it was only recently that they found out that they were not going to be renewed for a 4th. So here's this guy that I've been following for the better end of a decade. From YouTube to TBS, making his stuff has always been very inspirational for me, because he didn't really push too hard to become popular on social media, on YouTube, or anywhere else. He was just focused on doing the things that he enjoyed, not really going with the trends, and he just did things that would make him laugh, and he's doing it, and he's still doing it, and he's out there, he's doing these tours, these comedy tours, and he says he's not a stand-up comedian, but when I tell you that last night seeing him on stage, he was blowing the other comedians out of the water. There was an MC who, they got their bit, and then there was an opener, and for Olin not being a comedian or a stand-up comedian, he was crushing it. It was very cool to see. It was very, very cool. My other inspiration in my creative life is Aaron James Draplin. He wrote this book, and it's about his life. It's sort of like a memoir, but he is a guy who is out there in Portland, Oregon, and he is a graphic designer. The reason why Aaron James Draplin is a big inspiration for me is because something that he says often was that he talks about how he never wanted to be this big celebrity in the graphic design space. He talks about it often, and he says that he always just wanted to make it big in the little leagues, which is a beautiful thing, because who needs all this like highfalutin lifestyle living when you could just be content making beautiful art and enjoying the time that you get to spend not being a celebrity and just getting to be with people that you love. Let me see if I can find a picture of this guy. There he is. Look at that guy. Look at that man. I want to show you some pictures of his art. These are some of his logos. Look at that. Gorgeous. Simple designs. Here's another page. Thick lines. That's his. There was a great interview that he did with Mark Maron on Mark Maron's What the Fuck podcast. And it's about an hour long, and if you can find it, I think it's on YouTube. But Saints Alive. It's a great interview, and I listen to it at least like 3 times a year just to get the inspiration that I need to get me going. Aaron James Draplin. Anyway, I would love to hear who inspires you, what inspires you, what gets you motivated to do things, to create things, to be a better person. Who knows? For those of you watching, and for those of you commenting, I'd love to know. Broaden my horizons. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. I love each and every one of you, and there's nothing you can do about it. See you tomorrow.